Hello, please state your name.
Magnetrex, security level alpha.
Password.
6-13-2014.
My name.
My name is Jeff.
Welcome Magnetrex. Please insert drive to begin.
My pleasure. Enable new entry. Titled, Possible Reviewer Initiate number 006. Xandrew. Not everyone seems to realize this, but not everything is all fun and games for us internet critics. Sure, we do get our usual copyright strikes and angry commenters who disagree with what we say, but to some of us, there's a lot more to it. I can't really explain it right now, but there are other forces out there that are threatening everyone's way of existence. In the past, they have been defeated, but over time, I feel like there are others waiting in the shadows for the moment to strike. And it is getting much, much harder to combat them all the time. Which is why I've started the Reviewers Initiative. That way, with the right group of internet critics, we can take down these possible threats before everyone else on Earth suffers. But first, I need to analyze and assess potential candidates for this possible team, which is where my next applicant comes in, Xandrew. An internet critic who reviews anime, sentai, how-to builds, and records the occasional expo, Xandrew is quite the dedicated critic who puts a lot of faith into these videos since 2013. A little over a year into his channel, he has been attacked twice now by an unknown force, and he refuses to back down from this. I guess we have a lot more in common than I thought. Well, let's take a look at the Xandrew Avengers. It begins with Xandrew at his house as he scans one of the masks that his attacker left behind. After greeting his fellow ninja commander, who makes a return from a convention, Xandrew continues to scan the remains and discovers some shocking results.
It's just a Halloween mask. Cardboard. Cardboard. Cardboard.
Hey, it is actually a fucking piece of cardboard.
It turns out that these homemade props are nothing more than props with no trace of anything else. Color me intrigued. So Xandrew pulls out his big old thingy to the commander and tells him to be ready for anything. Which is why he trains outside, swinging his sword around while delivering exposition in his mind, mostly about how the same creature keeps breaking into his house and attacks him with cardboard. I mean, don't you hate it when demonic entities try to murder you in your own home? So Xandrew swings his sword a few more times until...
And with that, all I can do right now...
Doggo, no!
he believes something was watching him and decides to go back to his sword playing. The next day, a creature teleports into his house, but hesitates to attack. As Xandrew taunts the intruder about killing his other friend, he seems pretty bold and cocky doing this. Problem about something like this, it leaves him wide open for a direct attack.
Where did all these boxes come from?
Oh, don't you talk about my boxes! I like boxes!
Like I said, but Xandrew recovers, deflecting the creature's attack with his sword and shield, until he pulls out his Doctor Who screwdriver to boost the power to his Nerf laser gun, which kills the intruder as he moves up a level.
The heck?
Hey, your guess is as good as mine. Later that day, two more creatures appear, and as they sneak down the hallway, the commander surprises them and shanks one of the goons in the back, while the other throws on cardboard-plated armor and begins his assault. They both teleport into the kitchen, and Commander tosses a few Ninja Star explosives onto the ground, blowing up the monster. As he tries to inform Xandrew, he interrupts Commander as he focuses for over a minute working on something. The determination on his face looks so serious. I wonder what could it be?
I did it! Yes! Yes! I finally got my duldest to work!
After a few more well-defended assaults from the unknown, Xandrew takes a break and watches a foreign Japanese film.
It's not anime. It's not manga. It's a life. Join us as we help Goku.
During the movie, he decides to examine the armor and does some research by looking into his book. Xandrew calls Commander into his room and tells him that upon further study, not only has he discovered hot glue on the creature's claws, but Xandrew believes that they might be called the Shadows Follow, an army of evil which follows the darkest of evil. And the creatures that they have been facing are called Shadows.
When looking at this armor, it looks like they might be running out of supplies.
I wonder if Xandrew and Commander have ever considered staking out their nearest Hobby Lobby store. So, as they both head out and plan a counterattack, someone decides to tinker with the armor. Commander preps himself by showing off some sweet sword-playing skills until he gets spooked by an unknown entity. However, this entity mysteriously disappears. Commander informs Xandrew about this dark presence, to which he believes that it is a ghost, but is quickly shot down. Which is quite perplexing because why would you deny the existence of ghosts if you already have dark entities breaking into your house on a daily basis? So, being the jack of all trades that he is, Xandrew whips out his PK meter and it immediately detects something in his room. It turns out that the black smoke from Lost wanted to possess the armor, as it turns him into a much bigger monster. They try using their Nerf laser gun to kill it, but it turns out that After Effects makes it that much angrier. They both get behind a well-placed table for cover and devise a new strategy. And by that, I mean continuing to shoot aimlessly at it, making it angrier as it shoots its energy blasts right back at him.
Ow! Soldier, why didn't you dodge? Yeah. Dodge? Right! Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, that wacky Andrew. Ba-doop boop. So after a quick scan, they use much bigger Nerf guns to strip the Shadow's armor away from his body, and instead of killing this one, Xandrew wants this creature to send his boss a message to leave him alone or else. With that, the shadow creature disappears and Commander and Xandrew gain a few more levels. The next day, Xandrew tests some new hardware out with the Commander to morph into a Power Ranger. However, it doesn't work and they also get a response from a messenger as they respond back to Xandrew. The messenger tells him that not only have they tortured the minion Xandrew sent back, but the Shadows Follow is not going to have any kind of peace with him. So as the messenger leaves, Xandrew pulls out a Safari Bolt and wants to gain more XP. He wants to convert the ball into a hyperbolic time chamber, which in turn will make him level up a lot faster inside the ball. But it doesn't work out as it traps him inside as Commander gets him out of the ball.
Because it turns out, you can't turn a Pokeball into a portable hyperbolic time chamber, but instead turn this thing into a real Pokeball. Making it useless because there aren't any real Pokemon in this world.
Well, clearly he hasn't looked hard enough to find one of them. I mean, I personally own over 200 Pokemon, and they do pretty well when it comes to defending off shitty YouTubers. And lo and behold, another shadow pops in as Xandrew just so happens to capture one by sheer luck. However, since Xandrew doesn't seem to have a Cascade badge either, his newfound shadow creature he calls Pepper tries to attack him as he quickly withdraws him from battle. Xandrew gets a new idea by taking out his toolbox and begins to work on a new device which he uses to carefully extract Pepper from the Safari Ball and into what he calls his anti-barrier. It is a device that would shield Xandrew's house from possible shadow intruders. The only reason that Xandrew hasn't activated one until now is because he didn't have a Shadow's DNA for the machine to analyze and register it into the system. Well, that certainly beats the hell out of ADT's security system by a whole mile. As they both wait, the messenger returns with another message. Obviously.
Check this fucking shit out!
No!
Quick, someone call the ambulance.
The messenger takes a pop shot at the anti-barrier, which only damages the timer. If Xandrew tries to fix it, it will reset everything. Another shadow appears and Xandrew is going to buy them some time as he teleports his enemy out of the house and takes him to a remote area of the desert to square off with the messenger. However, it doesn't go too well for Xandrew being shot down, squaring off in a sword fight, which the creature teleports his weapons away and loses to a laser-on-laser shoot-off. The shadow gets a hold of Xandrew's box, but cannot seem to open it without Xandrew's key. So they teleport to a church, and now we get our ultimate showdown. It's good versus evil as... Or Xandrew gets laid out again. The shadow opens the box and tries to use the morpher, but does not work for him. It turns out that it needed a coin to work, which Xandrew just so happens to have. And that is when Xandrew transforms into his custom Power Rangers outfit and gets his second wind in, fighting the shadow and ultimately destroying him. Impressive. So with that threat eliminated, Xandrew and Commander return to base with the anti-barrier safe and sound, but not before getting an unexpected visit from the primary antagonist called Vane. Gee, a dark villain with a mask and a funny sounding voice. Why do all villains have that, I wonder? Anywho, Vane congratulates Xandrew on his victory, but it would only be a matter of time before Xandrew meets his demise. Xandrew ignores this as he activates the anti-barrier, which sends all the shadow creatures away, and they both prepare for what lies ahead. And thus ends the very first chapter of Xandrew's adventure. Looking over his work, it is quite clear that he is both determined and serious about getting rid of evil once and for all, but at the same time, he can be a little headstrong. And when it comes to being headstrong, you tend to think too boldly, which doesn't work out too well at times, especially when you have a very cunning enemy at your doorsteps. I will give him credit that he does spend a lot of time planning for certain things, defenses, and weapons when it comes to handling these threats, but he does lack a bit of guidance when it comes to handling these enemies. And I will have to say that perhaps he is a possible candidate. With the right motivation and leadership, there is a possibility that he could be a very good follower, and at the same time... Oh, God. Oh. Well. At last, we finally meet. Who the hell are you? The name's Xandrew. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance. An Insano counterpart of me? God, why am I not surprised? The greatest of all Insano. I thought you guys always wore goggles. Thank you for interrupting me. I'm a different kind of Insano. For one thing, goggles are so outdated. Visors and shades are the way to go. And who needs a fancy smashy ray gun when something as simple like a 45 can get the job done just as fine? So I take it you work for him now, huh? Mr. Tall, Dark, and Mysterious, huh? Taking people's stuff? We all have our purposes, and we do what we can in order to survive in this crazy realm. Speaking of which... Well, wait, hey. I'll be taking this. Live personal data, I take it. Ooh. This could come in really handy, especially when it comes to recruiting new potential candidates and corrupting new internet critics as well to the cause. So what are you gonna do, kill me off now? Oh, I'm not gonna kill you. No. I'm just gonna hurt you. Really bad. What the?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Locke, you're back.
What up, Magnetrix? You internet spaz.
Right back at you. I don't have time for this crap. I'm out of here. No, stop. Get back. Shit.
Fuck that bitch ass nigga. He's gone now.
Fuck. I gotta find where he is.
How?
Well, as a precautionary measure, I did manage to put a tracking device on the USB drive of all my work just in case something like this were to happen.
That sounds like a good idea. Do you know where he is heading?
He's heading south. South? Wow, you can really travel on that teleporter. And he's heading towards Los Angeles. And he stopped in Los Angeles. Los Angeles, what could be? Oh no.
Who's in Los Angeles?